Congratulations on the film. I saw it. I think it's one of the most original films ever because it's like I don't know if it explores in a very surreal way. I think in a way letting go and also saying goodbye to many things. Do you agree with that? And if you can comment on that aspect of the film.
No, that makes me really happy to hear this film. I mean, there was a lot of things that attracted to me wanting to tell this story, but one of the big ones was to escape into a world that was completely unknown to me and that I could totally make up and find out a lot about what it means to hold on to, and to let go. Just the idea of having a Frances Price, somebody that seems to care so little other than what she's interested in, was inspiring to me and inspiring to this film in terms of just going as far as I possibly could into the strangeness and the oddness of human beings.
Would you say also that the pandemic has democratized the film industry in terms of that we can all access to many more things and smaller productions can get the attention they deserve without Hollywood invading every platform of entertainment?
Of course, I really hope so. I got to, through some of these virtual festivals, I got to see films that I know would have been absolutely impossible. And I really loved that when this film premiered at the New York Film Festival, there was, I think, 4,000 people watching it that night all across the country. And I love that. I want people that didn't have any ability to beforehand. In terms of how this affects things and how it's affect human beings, I feel like we're still so much in the midst of it. It's hard for me to comprehend what's going on. I do know that for me, the value of making a film became even that much clearer for me during the pandemic because it gave me this place to escape to that I love to go to.
So where does your fascination with human behavior comes from? I think you love to explore, you engage in this human behavior a lot with other movies like The Lovers, this one too. And what happened that you're interested in that?
Oh, what
As a
happened?
positive
That's good.
comment.
I mean, well, look, what happened, a couple of things. That had, I mean, one of the big the like amazing revelations that happened in my life was reading Pirandello, and this idea that he has the play Six Characters in Search of an Author, and that it goes into this very surreal world, and at the same time it finds so much truth, probably because of how surreal things are, and the theatrical actually winds up lending itself to being more truthful than things that feel actual sometimes. And that flip of what film and art is able to do, which is sometimes like blow things up in possible ways, and at the same time, because of that, you wind up getting to the essence of human nature and human interests and complications and conflicts in a way that you can't in any other way. That just became an obsession to me. And then the idea, the fabrication that film is based on, that you're shooting one side of a conversation at one point and then the other side later on, and then you put those together and it's happening within the moment through the trickery, the mechanics, and how to address the trickery and how to be honest about that. Those are things that have been long obsessions for me. And just the beauty of acting. I mean, you're watching these actors perform and be vulnerable in front of all this crew over and over again in impossible circumstances. And it's one of the most exciting things and inspiring things for me.
One of the things I loved about the film is that all these characters that Francis encountered, like the detective or the fortune teller, the expat who's really different, drinking martinis all the time. In a way, it doesn't matter if they exist or not. I know they exist, but it's also cool to think that they only exist in her mind, that they're a creation of, which is cool, no? Can you talk about that?
It's true, but for me, that's the truth with every film. Like this is all happening in your mind. It may seem very, you know, a lot of times for me, the films that seem most truthful feel the most phony to me. And I just see, oh, they put the dirt on the actor's face here. It all seems just so artificial. I feel like, you know, we have all these characters gathering in one room, and if that's a question to you, then you should be quite well, why can Superman fly? Like that should be the same question every time you watch a superhero film. I don't understand it. Why is he flying? Well, these things, this is how we get to tell these stories. These are the advantages that we get to take. We get to completely create things, and in this case I see that, I mean, that gathering of lost souls was one of the biggest reasons I wanted to tell this film. I that's how I feel when you find other people with kindred spirits. You just feel like, all right, it's not, I'm not feeling any less lonely. I just feel together we feel less lonely.
It's true. In a way, I felt that whatever is going on in my life is also a collective situation. And is through the film, you accept a little what's going on without feeling so individualistic or lonely in a way. This will be my last question.
Oh, that's great. I mean, so much of making a movie is letting go and holding on. You know, your experience of making a film is so different than an audience that gets to watch it, because you're walking away with these years of experience of times of fabricating this. So you're walking, it's part, becomes part of your diary and your life, and you see, you're telling your story. But um this amazing ability that movies have and that art has to hold on to things at the same time as really releasing them, and just and learning how to breathe through and escape into these other planets. Like that's what I love the most, and that's definitely the thing that I was trying to hope to give to this, to the audience of this film, is a way to step out of their world, out of themselves, into this completely other world, and perhaps find something both oddly recognizable and strange.
So, sorry, Azazel, we're running out of time. One more. I know that your work has been recognized by many institutions and film festivals and all that. Do you think awards are important? Like the Academy Awards are happening soon. Do you think things
I
like that
mean,
are important for the film industry?
it turns out that I think it is. I mean, it's not something that it's never made me go see a movie, but I can see that it has a lot of weight to people. I think that, of course, like what all the actors do is impossible, incredible, and of course, Michelle should have been recognized by the Academy, because it's like there's no, I haven't seen any acting that's even come close to what Michelle's done in this film. But in the end of the day, the films that I'm inspired by, that I loved, you know, whether it's Harold and Maude or King of Comedy or Playtime or Popeye, those films didn't win Academy Awards, but they stayed alive, and they definitely stayed alive with me. And that's ultimately what I value the most.